Greetings, Blue Hats, and welcome to another installment of Creating Killjoy. First and foremost, I want to thank all of you for the immense amount of support towards the first video in this series, as well as for the continued growth of this fandom. I never get tired of seeing all the new and innovative ways that you guys come up with to show your love for Killjoy. But now, it's time to travel back to Obscure City and explore its characters and lore as we delve into Killjoy's faithful friends and astonishing allies. Like most heroes in fiction, Cassandra Killjoy starts her journey alone, and little by little, gains companions along the way. So let us commence this chronicle of courageous comrades with
Detective Jonathan Lancaster.
He is the Commissioner Gordon to Killjoy's Batman, one of the very few humans in Obscure City who is aware of the paranormal and has learned to coexist with it. He is an old grizzled police detective who has seen it all and done it all, and is experienced enough to know that Killjoy is one of the few individuals who actually makes a positive difference in this city. So he makes sure to lend her a hand as often as possible. He's just a senior officer who wants as many of the final deeds in his career to matter before he is forced to retire.
Dan the Comic Book Man.
If Lancaster is Killjoy's Commissioner Gordon, then Dan would be her Alfred. Sort of. Dan is Killjoy's one and only employee at her secondary business, Killjoy Comics, a tiny comic book shop located down an alley just north of Kennel Corners. Dan runs the shop and handles Killjoy's day-to-day necessities, all the while the paranormal private eye is out and about working cases and solving mysteries. On the surface, Dan appears to be a very spacey, easily distracted simpleton. But the truth is, he's actually a very capable, knowledgeable, and faithful employee, the best Killjoy could have asked for. And it's almost like he was custom made for the position.
Garrett Killjoy.
Killjoy's on-again, off-again love interest. Garrett is a vampire exterminator by trade, employed by Vampex, Vampire Extermination Services Incorporated. However, he doesn't hunt all vampires, just the feral ones. You see, there are two types of vampires in the Obscure universe. There are the naturally born vampires, or purebloods, who are the stereotypically sexy ones that you would find in an Anne Rice novel. And then there are the feral vamps, which is what you get when a human survives a vampire attack. They are dumb, animalistic pests that often disrupt the lives of the citizens of Obscure City. And when you have a vampiric pest in your home or business, you call Vampex.
Haime, the Tuxedo Cat.
Formerly the beloved house cat of Charles Chan, Haime is the one who delivers the message to Killjoy that initiates the search for the swordsman. Inadvertently, the fateful feline leads some werewolves to Killjoy's doorstep, and in order to protect him, the witch declares him her new familiar. A familiar is a small animal or imp that serves as a witch's faithful companion and attendant. For reasons unknown, Haime has the ability to speak, but he still possesses the brain of a cat, so his vocabulary is very limited and tends to be focused on his needs and wants. He also seems to possess the ability to teleport himself and others across significant distances. However, his teleportation seems to be limited to locations that he can either see or remembers visiting, and his memory is very limited. What is Haime, and why exactly does he have these abilities? That is a mystery that will never be solved.
Madeline Mad Chan.
Mad and her story came from two other projects that I wrote. Her story came from a short that I wrote called The Swordsman's Craft, and her character came from the script for my thesis film from film school, titled Alice, about a girl surviving in a Mad Max-style post-apocalyptic world that is populated by zombies. Hence the reason she's given the nickname Mad Chan. Her character was inspired by yet another one of my classmates from film school, who is a Chinese goth and still remains the coolest human being I have ever met. Mad is the ultimate outsider, too assimilated into American culture to fit in with other Chinese people, and too Asian to fit in with the other kids in her school. So instead of wasting her time trying to fit in, she does her own thing, rides a skateboard, plays the guitar, and expresses her love for horror in everything from her music to her clothes. Currently, finding her missing father is her top priority, and Killjoy seems to be the only one willing to help her. and pursue the one suspect no one else is willing to pursue, Obscure City's enigmatic protector, the Swordsman. So Mad joins the intrepid paranormal private eye as they aim to find her father and search for the Swordsman. And now for fan questions. This one comes via email from Raven Richards. Would you rather see Killjoy adapted into a cartoon, a live-action show, or a movie? My answer is D, all of the above. Killjoy is the one thing that I have created that I'm confident would translate well to every medium. As far as which one I would prefer her to be adapted into first, I would choose animation, as that is the medium that is best to build a loyal fan base that would follow the character into other mediums. James Farasi asks, who are the physical inspirations for Killjoy and her allies? For Killjoy, the main physical inspiration is my friend Julie Hotz. However, I gave her red hair in reference to Cassandra Peterson, aka Elvira. Mad, of course, is inspired by the friend that I mentioned earlier in the video, but I gave her freckles in honor of Lucy Liu. Haime is inspired by my real-life cat, Scooter. Dan the Comic Book Man is a combination of Jason Mewes and Scott Levy, aka Raven. Lancaster was inspired by Bo Billingsley, the nicest professional actor I've ever met. And Garrett, of course, was inspired by young Bruce Campbell. J.M. Giles asks several questions. For starters, who trained Cassandra and taught her the ways of the occult and supernatural lore around Obscure City? As far as who trained her as a detective, that would be Master Detective Kate Warren, America's first Pinkerton. But as far as who taught her how to wield magic, that would be Frontier Witch Cadence Cavalier, Master of Component Magic, and the first witch in history to go covenless. As far as the supernatural lore around Obscure City is concerned, that is widely known to the Night Dweller community, as it is the most famous supernatural city in the world, due to it sitting on top of the Nexus, the thin layer between the realities, as well as it being one of the few places on the planet to have a glimmer, which is a magical field in which Night Dwellers can go unnoticed by humans, which affords them the opportunity to live out relatively normal and peaceful lives. JM also asks, will we see any flashbacks about her upbringing and mentor? Yes, in fact, Book 2 will have a major flashback that reveals a very important part of Killjoy's origin. As far as flashbacks about her mentor, those are planned, but right now I'm not sure to which book I'm going to add them to. Anyway, thank you for watching, and feel free to email your questions to erod@inbox.com, and I'll be sure to answer them in the next video. Until then.